I'm Esteban Vargas, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of SafeTalpa.
And I'm Juan San Miguel. I'm the CTO and the co-founder of SafeTalpa.
So what we're doing at SafeTalpa is that we're simplifying financial fraud protection.
We're trying to solve the credit card breaches. So when people hack or the hackers hack into the credit card information of the companies, of the merchants, we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to make every credit card information safer.
The main progress has been that we have a clear north now, both regarding how to increase our revenue, how to grow our company, and where should our product be heading in order to solve this problem.
We have two main mentors which have given us a lot of lessons on how to reach our customers and sell them our product. These are mentors with really big companies, really important companies that know where we are.
World-class mentorship to be able to build a company and a product that has product market fit would be the main benefit from this accelerator.
What we will do is continue working on making SafeTalpa bigger.
And work until we fulfill our mission. And our mission is stopping financial data breaches in the world. So we won't stop until that happens.
Please welcome Esteban from SafeTalpa to the stage.
Hello, everybody. My name is Esteban Vargas, and we are SafeTalpa. And we're saving organizations from online financial fraud. And before we start, please raise your hand if you have purchased something online recently. Yeah, so we have a really good audience for this. Because this story starts with us in Colombia, which is where we're from, using a delivery app that everybody uses. Every single day, even more than once a day. And we were one of these people. So we had our credit card information stored in the servers of this delivery app. But what happened is that the engineering team of this delivery app opened up a security hole that allowed this guy, to make a profit. And yeah, we were all really mad and really scared, and we were all bashing this delivery app on Twitter. And this is something that's really hard for these kinds of apps. Just to give you some shocking statistics about online purchases, online transactions. First, the average cost of a financial data breach is $4 million in average. Second, 39% of online transactions are unprotected in some way. And third, 69% of consumers claim that they would not do business with a breached organization. So, being tech-savvy people, we had an insight. Our insight was that these statistics would become better, and episodes like the one from the delivery app would not happen at all if merchants did a better job complying with PCI, which is the security standard that companies receiving online payments need to comply with in order to do it in a secure way. And PCI compliance is crucial for merchants because first, the monthly fine starts at $5,000 and can go all the way up to $100,000. Second, breached organizations lose customer trust, and this results in lost revenue. And third, re-engineering a whole system to be secure and compliant again is really expensive. So we want to solve this, and how we're doing it is better explained with this example. So let's say that this delivery app, somewhere in its code infrastructure, has a function that stores a credit card record. So what our software does is that it scans how that storage is being done, and it assesses whether it's being done in a secure or unsecure way. And actually, in some cases where it's being done in an unsecure way, our software can automatically correct the internal security flaw to make the delivery app compliant again, without them or their engineering team having to touch their code base at all. All of this is tied to a visually pleasing dashboard. So in this screen, the user can see requirements detailed by sub-requirements, and they can see how they performed per sub-requirement in their latest system scan. And if they click the Get More Info button, they will actually get some recommendations to see what they can do about their security problems. In this screen, the user can see the SafeTalpa score. The SafeTalpa score is basically the fraction of their code that is compliant according to the scope of our scan, and they can see how this score has evolved throughout time. And finally, in this screen, the user can filter logs by date and easily retrieve them, and logs are basically text containing relevant system events. And solving this market opens up a huge market opportunity. So according to Reuters, by 2024, our total addressable market, which is the fraud protection market, will be 120 billion in size. Also, according to them, our service addressable market, which is the payment security market, will be 25 billion in size by then. And then we calculate that our service obtainable market, the PCI maintenance market, will be $3 billion in size by then. And we do this estimate because of the combination of three market trends. So first, financial fraud is growing at 48% annual. Despite our best efforts as a society, despite encryption standards being so good now, the danger is not clicking the buy button. The danger is what happens next. How are those credit card records stored? Second, countries such as India are issuing laws that say that credit card records, Indian credit card records must be stored in servers physically located in India. So because our software is installed in servers, we can comply with those laws. So legislation is on our side. And finally, new categories of merchants are being created, and this is increasing the size of our market. So think about mobile wallets, challenger banks, payment gateways being born in basically every single country in the world. But also think about tech companies getting really big every single day. And this is how the PCI compliance maintenance market competition looks. What most merchants are currently doing is really inefficient. It's writing unit tests. But this is really hard because first it implies hiring a whole engineering team to write code that scans code, but then that code grows and morphs and evolves all the time. So keeping these unit tests updated is really hard and really expensive. Actually, the average code coverage is only 60%. So this is a far away from perfect solution. Twistlock is doing a better job. You might or might not have heard about Twistlock. They're doing a better job because they're manual and this is a solution. They're a productized solution. But Twistlock is just a template for writing PCI compliant code. And PCI compliance is just a byproduct of what they do. At SafeTalpa, we're laser focused on solving this problem. We're building the state-of-the-art solution, the automatic and this is solution. The only solution that actually scans your code for internal security flaws related to PCI. So to give you some examples of how we're doing our go-to-market strategy and who could buy this software, let's talk about our current opportunities in our pipeline. You can see companies trading publicly such as Dropbox or Ingenico, payment gateways in different regions of the world, highly valued startups such as Stripe, and also not here in the list, we're really glad to say that we have a government entity and 2 Fortune 200 companies here in the US in our pipeline. Thanks. So this is how we make money. We charge $1,000 per month per cluster. And a cluster is basically a group of servers hosting code. This business tier is focused on merchants, on small merchants that process less than 20,000 online transactions per year, that have a really good reason to want to purchase this, to want to spend money on PCI compliance. So these are basically the smallest payment gateways that you can think of. But most of our users are focused on the enterprise tier. So we sign a service level agreement with a company such as Dropbox or Stripe or Solaris Bank or Ingenico, and we sign a service level agreement and get them a customized price. This is how we're acquiring users. First, cold emailing. It's working surprisingly well. Second, going to industry conferences, so conferences related to online payments and cybersecurity. And finally, in the near future, we want to explore big cloud providers such as Google Cloud Engine and Amazon Web Services as resellers, as channel partners. So this is our team. I'm Esteban Vargas, CEO. I have worked with autonomous vehicles and massive text messaging as a software engineer. I also have some experience with corporate sales, closing big deals with big names such as Twilio, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and Red Bull, among others, and hold a business degree. My co-founder and talented CTO, Juan San Miguel, he has worked also as a software engineer with AI-driven HR software and Internet of Things. He also has a really strong cybersecurity background, having conducted research in computer forensics and secure infrastructure, and he holds a computer science degree. We're backed by an amazing group of investors. This would not be possible without them at all. Of course, here in Colorado, Tech Venture COS. Shout out to Tech Venture COS. In California, a pioneer and angel investor, Jeffrey Meyerson, who used to be an engineer at Amazon and eBay. And in Colombia, by former product manager and early employee at Rappi, the highest valued startup in Latin America with a 3.5 billion valuation, Esteban Dalel. Right now, we're raising $150,000, and we're really glad to say that we have 20% of our total next raise committed. The goal of this fundraise is to spend more on sales and marketing, on engineering, and a little bit on legal fees. And the goal of this investment is to achieve our goal faster, in just 12 months. Our goal of $168,000 in annual recurring revenue. And our main ask for you today are introductions to cybersecurity professionals or IT professionals in general that work at basically any big company that you can think of. Please tell them about this, because this will make their life easier and it'll make them sleep better. So we really hope that you help us in this mission of fighting against financial fraud, of saving organizations from online financial fraud. Thank you very much, and we'll grab a beer with you.